the mics are live. Oops.
Oops.
The mics are live. We are live.
No one was watching.
Oh, fun fact! I just realized Leslie's camera's not on. Is that gonna stay that way? I just realized that this second.
Yeah, it's gonna stay that way.
Okay, that's fine. I just didn't know. We didn't. And with that lovely intro, thank you all for joining us. This is episode 86. 86. That's so. How can I make that in? What is 86? Is 86 like code for something? Isn't that like
No.
code when you
86 is
when you get rid of
86 is
something?
86.
No, when you get rid of
Yeah.
something, it's like let's 86 that. Let's 86 this show because we're gonna get
No.
so. Our goal
Why
tonight.
are you such a boomer?
Our goal tonight is to be so ecchi that we get pulled from the. Actually, no, I'm joking. Please don't pull us from the platform. Don't pull us from the platform.
I was about to say.
But no, as always, I'm Manuel, leader for J Connections. And as always, I am joined once again with Konaru.
Hello, my name is Konaru, also known as Nyaru. I do stuff for AJ Connections against my will. I have with me my Cyrano Fumo tonight because I love her a lot and she represents me. We are both idiots and we are both tan. And yeah.
You're such an idiot. You froze again as you were talking.
Are you serious?
Yes, I'm serious.
I'm gonna keep my camera off then. Okay,
God damn
there we
it.
go. Bye.
That's the dead side. And joining a special guest tonight, the first one, is Weston. Can you introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Weston. I'm a Mario cosplayer, and I'm horny than Ron Jeremy.
Oh my god!
What?
It's already started.
It's already started. Don't worry, guys. I wanted to preface that before we started. The reason we're 5 minutes late was because I insisted on sending a porn gif to the Discord chat that we're in for this call, and it took so long to figure it out. It made us late. That's a true story, by the way. Everyone can attest.
Just for that one shift.
And then no one liked it. I'm so upset by everyone. Everyone's like, it's all right.
I mean, she's hot, but it's like,
I hate you guys so much. Joining us tonight, another special guest is Haro. Go and introduce yourself,
Hello.
Leslie.
I am Haro, and I do fashion stuff, and I like lewd stuff, and all that weird shit.
Oh. So yeah, because you can't tell, the theme of tonight's episode is gonna be ecchi, gonna be lewd, gonna be hentai, and all sorts of nonsense.
All that weird shit.
So get prepared for that. We have a few topics tonight already, like in our little docket thingy. We're gonna talk about. There will be some new stuff. Like first of all, we're gonna go over some host recap stuff, like what's been going on with us the past couple, days since last episode or whatever. We're gonna talk about Interspecies Reviewers, how it's pulled from Funimation. Bullshit.
No.
We'll get to that.
so ridiculous on their part.
We're gonna talk about the Joker JAV parody movie that's coming out soon.
What?
Which is interesting. We're gonna talk about the idol group Make It. Konaru's favorite idol group.
Okay.
She Oshis them all. And then we're gonna have our big topic of the night, Ecchi and Us. This is what I called it, Ecchi and Us. And we're gonna just shoot the shit about
Friendly.
I know. We're gonna shoot the shit about some of our hentai memories, hentai favorites, hentai stories, hentai ecchi games, anime, wherever else ecchi is found, and so on. It's found within all of our hearts, isn't it?
Yes, it's in all of us.
Anyways, as always, by the way, chat is open. I don't know how many of you are in there, but chat is open, so go ahead, feel free to knock your comments out in there. If you're on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe. If at any point we make you laugh, you owe us a like. And if what I said made you really upset, you owe us a dislike. I don't make these rules. YouTube does. You gotta. We all gotta
Actually, you make these rules, you boomer.
We all gotta abide by this YouTube nonsense. But no, real talk. Do what you want. Like, comment, subscribe. If you want to be really cool, you can support us on Patreon. Patreon.com/AJ Connections. Because we don't have a sponsor. This show is brought to you by the people who watch. Who watch it. So if you ever wonder why the fuck we're still on, you only have yourself to blame.
Yeah. All on you.
On that note, let's talk about a bit about ourselves, like a bit of give us a little bit of recap. This actually is a new segment I wanted to put in the podcast this year, and I mean, we technically always do it, but I figured that we all just shoot the shit for a bit. I have noticed, I don't know if people just only come to hear us talk. Oh, hey, what's up? I don't know if people only come to hear us talk, like just amongst ourselves, but I have noticed that, like, especially last week, we have a really good like retention rate up until we start talking about like our real topics, and then usually that's when like we
I don't
lose.
care about the real stuff.
Yeah, that's when we lose
Yeah.
people. Like people just want to hear us argue. I mean, we argue too, but I guess people don't want us to like argue with the mission. People want to just hear us argue, like babble nonsense.
Everybody was just here from Beastars.
Oh God, no.
Yeah, that
Beastars.
Beastars shit kept everyone in for a while.
That really did.
Yeah.
Maybe we just need to appeal to furries, and then we'll get a mass following.
Yep.
I want to do a furries episode, but I wonder if it'll offend like Ren if I ask her to be on.
No.
Let's treat
No.
her. I'm gonna treat her Ren since we're done. Like, hey, Leslie, where you be telling her to turn her damn camera on, Mr.
No.
Bad Guy. Konaru, turn your camera on until it freezes again.
Shower.
But
That's close though.
and I was say like, wait, how itchy is your camera gonna be if we turn it on? I just got out of the shower. Like, I don't know. This probably boomers me up like all fuck. But I remember like watching TRL when I was like in like junior high-ish. Doesn't matter when, but there was a particular episode where like Ryan Seacrest, is he the one who hosted that show? No, that's not Ryan Seacrest. I forget.
Carson Daly.
Carson Daly, yes, Carson Daly. He was the host, and he was doing like a phone interview with I think Christina Aguilera, and like, or I don't know who it was. Doesn't matter who it was. He was doing a phone interview with like a female pop star at the time, and she was saying how she just got out of the shower and she was just in a towel. And I'll never forget, like, he got really in the face of the camera, and he was all like, "Really, really? Like, can I see?" I mean, it was kind of lewd, but that's always stuck with me, and it kind of reminded me of that. Like, how lewd is it in your camera, Leslie?
I have clothes, but I look like a mess.
Mr. Bad Guy, like Weston, he has that shirt too. What shirt is that?
Oh, it's
Oh, what the fuck? I didn't even notice
One
that.
Punch Man.
Oh, that one.
It's One Punch Man.
Yeah, it's One Punch Man.
We can all be triplets.
Yes.
And Leslie has her furry costume. Oh, that's why I don't want to be on.
Wow! So rude.
Oh my god. But no,
I did buy a maid outfit. I think it comes with the head thing.
did anyone,
Ooh.
I'm feeling it right now. I think it comes with the.
oh my god, that's. Did anyone do anything fun this past weekend?
I slept.
You slept. I'm not gonna lie, I slept a lot too. Mainly because I partied a little too hard on Saturday night. I mean, no, Friday night, and I slept.
Oh, I have something exciting to announce.
Oh, what?
I made an A on my math test.
I made an A. That's just a weird way to phrase that, by the way. You usually say I got an A, but I made an A implies it was an F, and you just like do that line. You know?
Yes, because I completely bullshitted that whole thing, and I still managed to make an A out of it.
Oh man, that was I remember like I would every so often like I would have like I'm not in school right now, but every so often I would when I was in school, I would forget that certain things would be graded on a curve, and that like if I was struggling, not to say I'm like smart or anything like that, but if I was struggling, probably others were too. I remember one test, I was like, fucking hell, I almost failed it. And then I looked at everyone else's scores because like they posted them up, and like I got a mad A because like, you know, when it was all like all the curvy things were done, and I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, this professor needs to like either teach better or to write to get the tests more in line with whatever the fuck he's lecturing on. But yeah, that reminds me of that, like where I'm like I bullshit. I'm like, I was just answering anything on there. But anyway, beyond that, I saw Little Mermaid on Sunday.
And so they're like,
No one threw up. Yeah, it was at a theater where I'd previously seen Peter Pan, and Tinkerbell had thrown up there, and unfortunately, no one threw up in Little Mermaid. Yeah, that was cool because she like projectile vomited. It was like, it legit looked like they planned it because it was like a ton. It was a perfect stream, and like she was flying. It was Tinkerbell, so she was flying. And so when she threw up, it was like a perfect stream onto the stage. Like she's above it.
You
like,
always talk about this.
because it was fucking amazing. And like,
The highlight of the theater.
no, and it gets even better because if anyone knows the show Peter Pan, there's a scene. Well, I think it happens in all the adaptations. There's a scene where Tinkerbell is dying, where she's sick, and like the audience has to like clap to bring her back to life. Like this, the Peter Pan actually has the audience clap. Like everyone clap, bring her back to life. So it was that scene. It was that, no joke, it was that scene. And like the actual line was like, Tinkerbell, what's wrong? And then she vomited. So everyone was like, oh shit, they're really going for it. And we just thought that was like a really weird directorial choice, that they were gonna make her like physically ill. And but no, and then you gotta love it, the Peter Pan just went with it. She just kept going and she just kept saying her lines, and she knows that little girl wasn't meant to throw up there, but she just kept saying her lines. But then like the theater director, who turned out to be the girl's mother, funny enough, ran on stage and it's like, we have to take the intermission now, close the curtains. And then we all realized,
girl?
yeah, it was Tinkerbell was a little girl, like she was a legitimate like 10-year-old girl or something.
Oh my God.
On wires, throwing up everywhere.
Wow, great.
But yeah, and they ended up having to like obviously clean the stage, and then they just started the next act. Like, well, we did the intermission. It wasn't supposed to happen yet, but they did the intermission. Then when they came back, they just did that scene again, and it was kind of awkward because that was the end of the act. So we had to sit there for a very long scene change. But I guess they had to do it that way. Whatever. But yeah,
I'll have kept that.
Oh, and it's worth saying that Tinkerbell didn't come back. I can only assume she went home or at least was lying down, in the back somewhere. And they just brought out some other girl who like played Tinkerbell for the rest of the show. A friend of mine. A friend of mine made a post at the time. He's like, I was really upset that they found another little girl to play Tinkerbell, and they didn't get like some old guy who was like, the only understudy available, and put him in the costume. And I was like, what the fuck's wrong with you? But yeah, no one threw up, unfortunately. The Eric who played the person who played Prince Eric in Little Mermaid, though, sung very badly, and I was just so annoyed with that. But everyone else was on point. Ariel was amazing. The Sebastian was amazing. Sebastian was played by a girl, and I've never seen that before, even though it seems obvious. Like an obvious thing you could do, but it was sung by a girl, and I've never seen that before. So that was interesting. And I might be wrong, but I think according to the credits, the Tinkerbell, the little girl, was playing Flounder in this one, but she didn't throw up.
Oh.
Anyway,
her legacy.
Anything else happen with anyone? Anyone else throw up anywhere they weren't supposed to?
No.
They're boring as well.
Well, besides, I don't know. I have a lot of boring. I was kind of boring other than that, but whatever.
I went to Sabrina.
You went to see what? Oh, you watched Sabrina. I haven't seen past the first season. I kind of liked it.
Two seasons gets kind of campy and it's kind of weird because everybody starts singing.
Oh, what the fuck?
A lot. Yeah, it's kind of weird. So much singing, but it was okay, I guess. Besides that.
Oh my god. I saw this in the chat already, but I'm just noticing that you guys are still arguing about the fairy costume. It comes with the butt plug. It's like your butt plug. Oh my god. Yeah. It reminds me of like, that all the memes of all the anime girls who like have their tails like as butt plugs.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it makes no sense.
It's like, what is it being stuck to? No. I remember like I used to. Everyone makes fun of me about making this reference, but I used to work at Party City a while back. Konaru, you can hate me for bringing it up again. And,
God damn it!
And the cattails that the store would sell. Like, no one knew, and to this day, no one really knows how they're meant to be put on. Because, like, there's no, like, obvious attachment. It's just a tail. And it's like, what do? Do you just safety pin it to you? And then once I started seeing those memes, even, like, coworker friends of mine, or I had long since stopped working there by the time I saw the memes, coworker friends of mine were like, look, this is the answer all along. You're supposed to attach a butt plug to it and just shove it up your ass. And that's the way you got these things to work. No, real talk. Go buy a cattail or a tail at like Party City, and God knows how you're supposed to attach that to yourself. Like I've never figured it out. Nobody has. It's like I said, the best solution was you safety pinned it to yourself.
Or staple it.
Yeah, or hopefully you were wearing something else that you could do that too, and just staple it to your skin. Just safety pin it to your skin.
Of course.
Yeah.
Oh, that creeps me out. Like I have like it's not even like maybe they were like into BDSM or whatever really young, or into like body mods really young. But I used to have friends like I think everyone had that friend like in elementary school who would stick safety pins to like their hands and stuff.
Yep. That emo shit.
Anyway, let's move on to the real topics. I think we're. I didn't mean to dominate that. Sorry for everyone who wanted everyone else to talk. Apparently, everyone lives a boring life, but Manuel.
I don't.
Can say something.
I don't go out.
While I figure out what the next topic actually is, because I forgot. Oh yeah, I remember now. So let's get started with Interspecies Reviewers.
Fuck Funimation.
And Funi.
I agree.
Okay, so it's funny. Like I didn't know this. Like, I feel like a hipster because I didn't know this even existed until like a little over a week ago because Konaru brought it up.
My boyfriend showed me the first episode, and I instantly fell in love with it.
Is it like Monster Moose in there?
No, not at all.
Oh, okay.
Not at all.
It's first of all, I think it's way more ecchi than Monster Musume is. But it's a whole different premise.
Is.
It's a whole different premise.
Like,
think ReZero meets the Soaplands of Shinjuku, yeah.
Okay. That makes sense.
Oh man, sorry. I sent like a Fat Cat video to a friend of mine, and they just responded to it. I forgot. I thought I sent them the porn, but I guess I sent them that instead. But anyway, Interspecies Reviewers, I had just heard about it, and we talked about it last week. And then I actually talked to a lot of other friends about it, so I kind of got all this stuff. But like, oh my god, I can't believe it became an anime. And then I watched the first episode, not on Funimation because I don't have Funimation. If you remember last week, I mentioned
Funimation,
which doesn't matter anymore now. But I watched it through other means. Anyway, they removed it.
I watched it on Pornhub.
Is it on Pornhub? I wonder if it's on Pornhub. Is it on Pornhub?
It actually is.
It's the funny.
I can see memes from it on my feed that it was there. So.
No, it's actually there. That's where I watch them.
I actually no joke. I part of me wishes Pornhub because mind you. Pornhub as a company, it's kind of off topic, but Pornhub as a company is very welcoming to like any video content. I just wish people were less worried about clicking on the Pornhub link, or I would upload some of the stuff that like either gets claimed on YouTube, like and claimed to the point where it disappears, or like just some of like maybe this episode and I could put more lewd stuff in it for the actual like video version. That's a good idea for a future one, not this one because I didn't think about it till now and I don't feel like doing that afterwards. But everyone should go support Pornhub. They're actually a pretty good site in general. Anyway,
I have a big smile on my face.
No. Oh god, do I want to out you on this? Anyways, Konaru.
No.
Huh?
Do it.
Turn your camera on first of all.
No.
There was an episode.
It's screwing up anyways. So.
Oh, there was an episode of the podcast, and Konaru could like actually give her own insight because I don't know. I'll put a link to it in the description below. This is also off topic, but it kind of is on topic with the lewdness. There was an episode of the podcast we did a couple weeks back, and we were talking about the Pro Jared situation, and that's a huge thing. And we were talking about the update of it, not like it happening. We're talking about the update. About like how like he kind of made a comeback, all this other nonsense. I'm not going to go into that here. But at one point, Callie and I got into this huge heated argument, not about Pro Jared, but about the concept that like everyone has either sent or received a nude at some point in their life. And Callie could not wrap her head around this. She's like, no.
Yeah, I remember that.
She was just yelling at me. She's like, no, you're just pervert. Not everyone's perverted. Like Callie, everyone has done it. And like, and it was funny because it was the four of us. It was me, Callie, Konaru, and Molly. And I'm like, okay, whoever has never sent or received a nude in their life, raise your hand. And only Callie raised her hand. But that's not the funny part. in the corner of my eye, I see in Konaru's camera, she has the biggest, shit-eatingest grin on her face the entire time. She was silent, like that entire segment, but she was just smiling her ass off at that whole exchange. Do you remember that, Konaru?
It was fucking hilarious.
That
Just
was
like that's like listening to this argument. Y'all have to go back and watch it. It's just you can't help but smile.
it was
Fucking hilarious.
Oh my god! I don't know what Kelly was on that entire podcast, but her and I were just like we were not letting each other like make a point. Oh, that was great. But no, real talk. Go watch that episode. That was one of my favorite episodes like in a while in general. But that was my favorite segment. I almost wanted to go back and edit it and then pull Konaru's like camera into the full screen because her reaction was just priceless. It's actually, I don't think I ever mentioned it to Konaru because you like disappeared right after it. But I told everyone about it, and I've showed people it in person. Like, look at the smile on her face, you know. But anyway,
It was hilarious how back and forth y'all were going.
I won that argument though. That's the best part. But yeah, Interspecies Reviewers. Oh god, we're way off topic. Interspecies Reviewers, unfortunately, was pulled. And it was pulled, I think, like a day or two after the podcast, which is so weird. We just talked about it. I was just getting hyped about actually watching it. And then I noticed a friend of mine had posted that open letter that Funimation, I think, had sent to everyone. But like, dear Funimation subscribers, after reviewing Interspecies Reviewers, we've decided it's not, which is kind of funny they phrased it in such a weird way. We decided
Honestly, I think I know what happened. They just didn't review what they were getting.
No, that's the consensus that nobody.
Unironically, I'm pretty sure that's what happened.
Mm-hmm.
It's so fucking annoying. I can't believe like how stupid are they? They didn't look into what they got.
Honestly, if we were to really talk about like that was the reason why, it's not like they haven't done that sort of stuff before. Like, or at least like anime companies here in the West have pulled something like that before. Like, remember Ghost Stories? Remember they were like, we don't know what the heck this is about, so we're gonna like, you know, do what they did, and it turned out more successful than the actual anime in Japan, but still.
By the way, I'm like watching Ghost Stories like with some friends of mine, like on the side, with a friend of mine on the side. I mean, so I barely started watching that. That's an amazing show. I can't believe how stupid it is.
So amazing.
The Jesus girl, like she's fucking the best. But no, that closing theme song, the Cascade Sexy is like one of my favorite songs right now. I've never heard it before. Why does nobody talk about that? But anyway. But yeah, Funimation is a dumbass. As far as I know, though, I just trying to look more into it, like on Reddit. As far as I know, though, Funimation isn't like releasing the show somehow otherwise still. So it's like technically in limbo. From what everyone understands is that until at the very least the production run, but like the live streaming up, not the live streaming, but the live releasing of it, you know, as the episodes come out in Japan, is done. It's Funimation's. Like, they're not really, like, no one can watch it legally now, and at least for a while. And that's bullshit. That's actually the biggest bullshit part of it, is that how the fuck is people gonna watch if they wanted to watch it? Because Funimation's dumbass and didn't like look into like what they were actually getting. So yeah. So even if like a bigger company or not, huh?
It makes me think too, like, didn't they like fully dub this before they released everything too, or are they dubbing everything week by week then releasing it?
No, I don't know if it's dubbed yet. I think it's still a sub show, isn't it? Somebody correct me if I'm wrong.
No, there's dubs. Yeah, they're dubbing it as the simulcast release.
Oh, are they? I didn't know they simulcast the dub. What the fuck? That's insane. But
yeah, there's options on the website for like subbed and dubbed.
Yeah. Once again, full disclosure, I mentioned this earlier. I don't have a Funimation account, so I watched it. Like,
I don't either. Yeah. I just have screenshots.
Yeah, I watched it on the DL, on a sub version. But yeah. So if that's the case, it's even worse because like they had to have known even longer because they had the scripts. They would have been realizing, oh, what the fuck are we reviewing? What are we writing here? Like translating, I mean to say.
And even then, are the voice actors and the crew that worked on this stateside, are they getting the proper compensation, especially for it not being released now? Like, it's a whole question of ethics.
Well, I'm pretty sure, at the very least on that angle, contracts are involved. But then again, I think for a lot of voice actors, it is. How do I say this? It's contractual, yes. But I do think that they wouldn't be making the same amount if they were actually working. They would just get like a weird like residual fee. Like, oh, sorry, we potentially took up your time, but we're not finishing this show. That said, apparently Funimation, like, I don't know if they have any plans to release. Does Funimation really release things outside of its own like streaming service? Like, nobody really rents out and buys Blu-rays and DVDs as much as they used to. So I don't know about that.
To. I still do.
Well,
if it's a really good show that I like, I'll buy the DVD for it.
I used to do that, but then I mentioned this in the past podcast, but I got rid of all of them except for a very small handful of manga. But all my DVDs, all my Blu-rays of just about everything. The only exception being if I couldn't sell it, I got rid of. Just because of space. But anyway. Hey, what's up? Jay and Jinx Cracks. Sorry.
Hello.
I'm blind. But at the very least I can see your color of your name. Every so often, like, the font's tiny, but then I can't read the color. What's up? Anyway. I forgot what I was getting at here. So even if another company wanted to pull up like Crunchyroll or like fucking, I don't know who else does fucking, who would even pick up hentai like Faku? Comes around.
Honestly, if Faku gets like their own streaming service up and running, that would be freaking profitable.
Well, I wonder because doesn't Faku have something? I don't know if it's like a service, but I know that they're like really hardcore in the manga game. And I think they were. I'm sure they may have already done it, but they were trying to get a subscription manga service going. Like I think Viz has one of those too now. Like, you know, pay so much a month and you get like our library of manga.
Yeah.
I know that they have that. Viz does because we actually had an account for A to J a while back. I think we probably still do. I have to check if it's active. So yeah. Anyway. It's annoying. It's a really bad precedent. I saw a meme, like literally right before we went live, that I should have stole, where it was all like, "Oh, Funimation," like, you know, and it was the reviewers, like the reviewer characters, like reviewing Funimation's decision, and one of them is like, "This is why we have to pirate," and I'm like, it's so true. It's like I don't think there's any. As far as I know, and I could gather on Reddit, there is no legal way to watch this show, and yes, even unless you're physically in Japan, if you're like, there's no way to watch it. Like it's illegal to like even like stream it or whatever the fuck unsubbed or whatever. So yeah, there's no legal way to watch the show, and that's bullshit.
No.
It is bullshit.
Fucking bullshit.
So lame.
Don't you know that Haro needs her furries?
What?
You need your furries.
My furries? Why?
You just do.
Why? I only watch She Stars. I want to listen there.
That's fair enough.
Don't ask me.
I just realized this second that I had my face covered. By the way, I actually considered not having it covered because I had an idea this would happen. But I didn't shave it at all. Like for the past weeks, I kind of got a decent beard, so I'm not about to show anyone. But
Not beard. A week?
No, it's actually like, really itchy.
It's like stubble.
No,
Let me see.
It's pretty big. You guys can see. Something.
Ew, shave it.
But the reason I bring that up is that I have my face covered, and Konaru and Haro don't have the cameras on. So Weston's the only one whose mouth anyone can actually see move. And
That's the best.
The whole show could be silent, and nobody would know except maybe me doing this. But anyway, moving on. There's a Joker. There's a new Joker in town, and she's a JAV actress.
I love her.
What?
Now let me actually pull the picture up.
Oh my god! Wait, is this picture that you accidentally sent me the other night?
I did. It was funny because I wasn't trying to send. I was trying to send Konaru a link to. Oh my god! I almost accidentally like. Oh god, that was so scary.
You almost shared it?
No, well, I'm gonna share the picture of the cover because the cover is like fine, but I almost
I seen the cover. It's.
I mean, it's boobs, but there's no real boobs. It's cleavage. But like I almost like just uploaded a real like not like porn, but I almost uploaded like something really lewd. Anyway, so there is a porn parody. from
Joker and Funimation.
and Funimation. Yes. It stars Yui Hatano. Hatano. I'm not sure to say her last name. It's just Hatano.
Yui Hatano.
I'm overthinking it. She's very famous. I've actually heard. I'm not a real talk. If I was, I wouldn't really care. But I'm not a huge fan of JAV. Mainly just because of like time, and it's hard to find some of it. I used to torrent a lot of it when I was younger. And then if you remember, like a few years back when we were doing the podcast, I was like, I need a good streaming site that streams it. And then like a friend of ours who we had on before, like Terry, from the All Title podcast, or rip that podcast by the way, but he sent me a link. I should dig up. I'm sure it's still in my Twitter somewhere. He sent me a link to like a streaming site. Remember that, Konaru? And I was like, oh shit. It's like, they stream all the JAV here.
Wait, what? I don't remember this.
Yeah, it's because you can find it on Pornhub, you can find it wherever. But there's a site where I don't know if I'm telling all this, but there's a site where you can stream. I won't have a link to that below because first of all, I'm pretty sure it's not like fully legal. But just Google it, you'll probably find it. Anyway, but my point is, I have heard of Yui Hatano, even though she's not really one of my favorites. I don't think I have favorites, but like. We've interviewed Kao Shibuya, and she's kind of one of my favorites just by default because she's a really cool person.
She is.
She's very cool.
I actually had never seen her porn like personally until not personally, like purposely. That's the word I'm looking for. Purposely, until after I met her, which kind of made it awkward. I'm like, I'm gonna go look up that movie she mentioned, and I'm like, oh, this is awkward.
She's proud of it. She's mentioning it.
No, yeah, because she mentioned this video. Fun fact, by the way, I actually had to track down the video and watch it. Her favorite scene that she was in was like in a hentai themed JAV where she was getting like fucked by tentacles.
Wow.
And so I actually went and hunted that down, and there won't be links to that either. But go Google it yourself. It's not that hard to find. It wasn't. I found it right away, and I actually have it downloaded, and I was gonna like bring it to cons everywhere. To, like, look, this is just Kaho's favorite thing, and I just never have done it. But moving on back to this. So it's a porn parody. I don't know if anyone ever watches the Wood Rocket ones. I mean, those are the ones that happen in the U.S. where they parody like the Avengers or whatever.
SpongeBob is the best.
No, the one that's the best is the Pokemon one. That's just wrong. The creepy ass Pikachu with like that paper mache like looking mask thing.
No, stop.
My favorite meme of all time. It was circling around during Detective Pikachu, and it's the Pikachu person like giving himself drugs. It was all like, this scene like really shows off that I downloaded the wrong Detective Pikachu movie. But yeah, that's anyway. But no, so think that, but it's porn parody with a bit more like usually the Japanese ones have a bit more production value. I've actually seen a few. They usually parody things like movies and things that we don't even know about, so we might not even notice it. A lot of times they'll make like live action versions of like hentai manga or video games. You see that a lot.
Favorite animes.
Yes. Oh yeah, these are the cosplay ones. But usually they have more production value. But this one apparently, because the plot's already been revealed. I love. By the way, if anyone cares, everyone always asks for catalog numbers. This one is BDA 111. In case anyone is curious. I actually found that out. It's not out to the 19th though of this month, so you got some time to wait.
Why even share it then?
It'll be out soon. But BDA 111. I'll have that. I won't link it, but I'll have that info in the description in case you can't hear me. BDA 111. That's the catalog number. Mind you, I was able to find like some preview versions. I guess this movie was big enough that they basically did a PR thing for it. So, but the plot, believe it or not, the mild plot involves like a guy who like dresses up like Batman. And he has like a sub. That's Yui Hatano, and I guess he dresses up as Joker and they fuck. So it's not actually like following like the plot of Joker. It's just they just have Batman and Joker are just fucking, and it's very S&M like bondagey because there's a lot of like shibari type, like light shibari, not like heavy shibari, but light shibari type elements and so on. So if that's your kink, then you can watch that. But what I found most interesting and weird is that there's another sex scene in the second half of the movie that looks like it's just from another movie. That like it's just her. I'm like, did they put in the wrong pictures in the press pack or whatever that a friend of mine sent me? Because it was just like a very, I don't say vanilla, but like it's vanilla in not only that it didn't have like the bondage elements of the first one, but it's also vanilla because there's no Joker. It's just her. So I'm really
You
confused.
can only have so much Joker.
Yeah, we should all do a live view party, a live view party of this. But like, obviously, we can't like show it to everyone. We'll just react to it. We'll leave the sound on, and they just like, Konaru, do the sounds.
What?
Should have bring you in, Konaru.
Nah.
Is Yui Hatano one of your favorites?
No, I like Yui Hatano, but she retired.
Yeah, she
so,
retired.
I know, but she's still my favorite. I haven't found anyone who's like anything like her. So.
Gosh. Once again, I don't think I have a true favorite. I'm a fan of Hitomi Tanaka because she's just so ridiculous. And I don't even mean just her gigantic boobs. Like that's ridiculous too. But I mean like her personality. Like on, you know, I've actually met her a couple times like at events she's done here in the U.S. She speaks like perfect English or like relatively so perfect English.
Wow, really?
Yeah, like similar to Kaho. Well, I guess not as good as Kaho, but she speaks English. You can follow her on Twitter and Instagram, and she's a fucking crazy person to follow. She's amazing. So nothing but nice to say about her. But her videos are pretty good. I don't think I have a favorite. I don't even know how I feel about Yui Hatano in this role. I do like the way she looks as a Joker, though. Fun fact, though, and my little segue to the next topic, though, is that one of the other porn parodies that I came across recently is one that's a take on Weathering with You. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, that's what it's called.
And it's Meiki no Ko, which is pussy with you. And for those who don't know, did you know this, Konaru, about what Meiki is?
Meiki?
Yes, Meiki.
No, I don't know that term specifically.
It's
That's the same thing that you showed me.
Yes. Did you know? Did you know what that term meant before Konaru, though? I mean, Konaru. I meant Leslie. Did you know what that term meant before?
Well, it has the word pussy in it.
Yeah. So it basically I don't think it's like properly a slang term. That might be the right way to phrase it, but it's another term for pussy, basically. It's actually, I think we have to have someone on who knows Japanese like really well, but it basically is something like, oh, it's like the great magnificent box, you know, and it's meant to be like a really good pussy. God, I can't say
That's
this.
very empowering.
Yes. I should have started by saying vagina or something to be more.
The JJ.
Gotta go have a great. Oh, awesome! You're missing the good parts. Anyways, all right, cool. But we scared him off with all the pussy talk.
That's on you, Manny.
I should have said vagina.
The JJ.
That's even worse. No, that's even worse.
Vagina. Oh my god! No, one time I was trying to talk to somebody, and it wasn't even about lewd stuff. I was talking to someone. Don't ask why. It doesn't matter. I was talking to someone about a vagina,
why.
and I misspelled vagina in the text, and it was like vagine, and I'm like I'm those Indian guys. He's like, show me your bob and vagine. But yeah.
Yeah.
We'll say vagine. So
Vagine.
the perfect segue to the next topic is the idol group. I don't have a picture of them. How did that happen?
How dare you? They're the best.
What? Okay. Fun fact. I'm
Okay.
gonna pull up the picture real fast of them. I'm trying to save one and then pull it up. The next thing we're talking about is an idol group called Make It. Ooh, I can't spell.
You can never spell.
Why you do this, Manuel? You can't spell.
Tell us about them, Konaru. While I pull this thing.
Oh my god, I don't remember much about them, honestly. I just know that they're a lewdly themed idol group based around a female part. That is the YouTube safe version that I'm gonna go with.
Yeah, I fucking just said pussy like 10 times. So somebody else say it so I don't feel like an asshole.
Pussy.
Thirsty.
There we go, thank you. Shit, it's so hard to find. Make It idol group. I'll never find this. Anyway, they have a song called "Make It," and the group themselves is actually like in Japanese it's spelled like Makey, which can also be Make It. And the idea is they are a female body part themed idol group, which actually sounds way worse than actually saying what it is. They're a female body. They're based on toes. Gamer girl feet. Now, so last week we were doing the podcast with Konaru and Callie, and in the middle of it, somebody sent me a tweet because I don't know if you had saw it, Konaru, but it had mildly blown up on Twitter. Like, I guess somebody else had just discovered the group, and so it was blowing up on Twitter. And then, as chance would have it, the next day, and I decided not to talk about it during the podcast because we were having a really good show. I didn't want to break up our thing. But during the next day, I was watching the anime with a friend of mine, the Ghost Stories anime, and she was talking about the group too. And I guess who's the one wrestling?
It's me. Sorry.
What are you
I
doing?
just fell.
Oh, did you fall? Are you dead?
I'm always dead.
Dead on the inside.
Yes.
But anyways, I can't remember who sent me that picture. I'm trying to find the tweets. Oh, what the hell? Our broadcast has ended. What happened to our stream?
We got canceled.
Oh my god, did we actually get canceled? I'm actually being serious.
That's why I'm saying we should have just said the
I'm actually
YouTube friendly.
like nothing's wrong. Everything else, like every time it usually ends. No,
It says we're live.
No,
Oh, we're live.
it's 60 seconds until it actually stops. But for me, it's that the broadcast you're watching has ended.
No, it's still going for me.
It's still going for me
Oh
too.
nope, I have to restart it now.
Oh
my god. We got banned, didn't we?
I really wonder.
We
Yeah.
probably
Why?
did.
Because I said pussy 10
Because
times.
we said pussy so many times.
How dare
That's why I was like, YouTube friendly speak.
But surely they don't know that, do they?
They do.
Oh my god, and I'm still
They'll send
saying
you
it.
I think they'll send you a notification here in a minute if
Yeah.
it was because of that or not.
I think we're actually live again. So I'll actually say vagine.
Say pussycat.
Yeah. Well, we'll just say
No,
cat.
just
We'll just say
wait.
cat. It's
Just
a
wait
cat
till it
thing.
goes back up.
But yeah, Make It is the Japanese sexy idol group. In Japanese, the word Meiki, which is the same pronunciation as Make It, is meant as superior kitty. So all the members have it. They sing, dance, and have splendid kitties. Let's see what Make It makes. That is the description from their website.
I love it. I'm
It's
gay.
empowering.
We should be back live again, by the way.
Should.
Not yet.
Are we not?
No.
No, that's
Yes,
nothing.
we are.
No.
Oh, I'm scared now.
Why are you
You're
scared?
Manuel, just because you can't say the JJs.
I like how I went to this person who tweeted about it, and one of her new posts is about an idol group called Neat and Clean, which is like
Oh,
not.
I love that group.
It's just funny because it's the complete opposite of what I'm trying to look up right now. This group, I mean, they're neat, and I'm sure they're clean in a way, but they're not. Dude, are we not
Sure,
live?
Always be clean.
We're not live. What happened?
No, you guys.
We probably did get banned.
Hold on. Okay. Well, everyone, if you're watching on YouTube, I want you to know that we got zucked from Twitch or whatever one
We
calls that.
got sucked from Twitch. We got twatched.
We got twatched.
Squash.
That sounds as lewd as the thing that got us canceled.
Exactly.
Don't even do it if you think it's lewd.
Oh, my beard itches so much.
No, you can scratch it.
I just did. No, it's not that. Let me rephrase that. It's not like my beard has. I don't have like beard lice. It itches.
Ew! You didn't need to say that in the first place. Now everyone's thinking you have beard lice. Gross.
It itches because.
I'm having beer
Let me. It itches because it's rubbing against this material, and it's actually like coming through it. You guys can't see it, but I can feel my hair like actually going through like some of the. Oh, it's annoying.
Daniel, that's gross.
But you don't shave.
Look. If you ever had a beard before,
Oh, there we go.
if you ever have
Gross.
a beard before, or let me phrase that, if you ever shave something completely and then you let it grow back, I'm sure like it's happened to people. Like there's always an itchy part to it. Like,
yeah, no, I know what you're talking about.
and it's usually compounded when you like wear clothes. And I know like I used to I actually haven't shaved my legs in a while, but I used to be obsessed about shaving my legs, even though I never show them.
Why?
Maybe he likes to feel.
No, it's just for me. I just like to shave my legs. To be fair, I haven't done it in a while, like for over a year or so. So anyway, but I remember like there'd be points when the hair would be growing back, and it would be kind of bearable when I'm just like, you know, whatever. But then if I put on like pants or a certain like a more like tighter dress pants and like not like just I don't know, like loose sweats, where I'm like,
Okay,
oh, my
we're back.
fucking legs. Oh shit. Okay, guys, we got twatched.
Whoa.
Did we actually get touched?
I honestly don't know, but I have no idea.
Oh wait, we're back.
No, we're back. Yeah.
Yeah, guys. In case you're wondering why we were gone, hold on. I kind of opened fucking Twitch. I see that we're there. I'm fucking with the app. We kept talking, but we had. I honestly think it was because I said the word like 10 times in a row and would not shut up. No one's watching. Of course, no one's watching.
I'm watching.
But
people are watching.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, we're back. We got twatched because I kept saying the kitty word, which we decided was gonna be the word we're gonna use from now on.
We're back.
I'm gonna read that thing for you one more time since I found it. Let me see, where is it?
Right there.
I found it. About Make It. Make It is a Japanese sexy idol group. In Japanese, the word Meiki, which is the same pronunciation as Make It, is meant as superior kitty. So all the members have it. They sing, dance, and have splendid kitty. Let's see what Make It makes. And that's the way you describe this idol group that got us censored. I can't believe that. Of all the things that we've done and said in this podcast, it is that. Now, okay, I found the thing. Okay, that sounds weird. I'm getting it censored again real fast. Let me pull this up. Oh god, I gotta stop making all these fucking innuendos. And I'm not even saying them out loud, but then I say them as like I shouldn't say it, but I just said it by saying that, you know? Oh, I had a fucking Interspecies Reviewers picture I never shared during all that. Oops.
How dare you?
But yeah, this is from a single that they released called Kimi ni Hole in Love. And
I love it.
we can all assume what hole they are discussing there. Apparently it's a superior hole.
Is there Mickey?
And if you look at their outfits, they kind of have like keyhole, like kind of sweatery thing, not sweater, a keyhole top on.
Yeah.
And I just said keyhole sweater because I remember that was a thing that was going around for a while. But
That was the thing.
But they have a keyhole top on, sorta. But if you look, it's not a keyhole per se. It's a representation of a part of a female's anatomy. And you know, I'm not gonna lie. If I was the costume designer, I would have done something better with like fringe, because it just looks kind of like, I don't know. It looks kind of intimidating like that. Let's just leave it like that. Now, if you watch their debut video for "Make It," the song, it's awesome. You've seen it, Konaru, right?
I've seen it.
There's dildos, there's vibrators. I probably shouldn't have said those words. There were toys. I already said it.
Toys.
There are adult toys on display, and like there's a part like when they have. By the way, I originally had a version of the video I was going to show that I had censored some parts, but I'm glad I didn't show it because I'm pretty sure we would have definitely got twatched for that.
Yeah.
But there's some close-up parts where like they're clearly like standing in front of like some sort of circular like, you know, rotating device thingy, and as they're singing, like adult toys are like being
I saw some photos.
are being moved around them. And then, as a matter of fact, when the video starts, they transform by taking some of the adult toys and like using them to transform. Like,
I love it.
yes, and that would have been enough. And obviously, there's like all sorts of innuendo lyrics. But that would have been enough. That would have been fine. But then towards the end, actually towards the bridge, they take off their shirts and like they're not facing the camera, so it's just like some side boob. And I remember I was like, oh my god, there's an awful lot of side boob, but it's just side boob. But then they start taking off their shorts, and when they start taking off the shorts, I thought that they were gonna get them like to their hips and like sparks of light would come out, But no, they just straight up shorts it down, idle ass everywhere.
Praise ass.
I was so surprised, and like that video is not like censored on YouTube. It's not like a adult. It's not age blocked. Did you put your hat on your back? Is that what you've been doing? You've been getting ready the whole time.
I put this hat on.
So yeah, it's not age restricted, but like I mean, it really should be. I don't think it's that bad. Just ass. But actually,
it's just the crack. It's just the crack of the ass. That's all it is.
But then
you're like the whole.
Well, okay, let me put it like this. Embassy Moose Cats, which is a group that's literally made up of, like, mostly AV idols, they don't do videos where they show their ass crack. So I was just like, it took me by such surprise.
Okay, Manuel, it's current year. Do we really care about asses? Yes,
yeah.
But...
I mean, okay, to be fair, there's some nice asses. Also, for the record, just want to throw that out there. If you want to see some nice idol ass, go there. Funny enough, they're actually, and mind you, I don't know if it's because of their content that they make this like crazy distinction. They are distributed by Space Shower Music, not managed, which is actually why I had a hard time finding the YouTube channel.
What's that mean?
Because Space Channel Music, they're not like a big label, but they're the label that owns At Home Cafe, and who and who,
that's pretty weird.
Yeah. But they don't, as far as I know, they're not like, they just distribute their music because I think they're still like major indie. But if you go to their newer stuff, it's all like Space Shower this, Space Shower that, Space Shower logo, which is so weird because like I said, we've been in contact with them too to like, they have other artists, like they have a jazz artist I've been trying to interview for a while. They do some other, like, actually a lot of jazz artists, to be honest, I've been trying to work with on Space Shower as well. But then they also distribute the kitty themed idol group. Anyway, oh my god, I can't believe our Twitch and our stream got cut because of that. I really don't know if that's what it was, but that's the only thing I can think of. Like, because the internet was fine. Oh, another thing, like I feel bad having to say this because like part of me thinks they shouldn't have to be, but Japan's weird, so I'm surprised by this. As far as I can tell, I have a friend who's really into JAV, so I asked him about it, and I try to like pinpoint it myself on the internet. None of them are AV actresses, from what I gather, and that's super unusual. Like, you have no idea how crazy that is. That they're not, like, in like there are AV actresses like Yui Hatano comes to mind right away, who pretty much try to have a legit idol career without being overtly, too sexual. But they're throwing it in their faces, like with asses and everything. But yeah, as far as I can tell, they don't have any JV careers under their belts. And I saw some of the girls on Twitter too, and while some of them were posting like lewd things here and there, they weren't sharing, oh, I have my new DVD event, or so on. If I'm wrong, please correct me, because I'd love to know one way or the other. But yeah, I couldn't find anything on that. That's so weird. Yeah, also there's a lot of there's a middle finger scene too, which shocked the fuck out of me too. But see, the problem is, once you see the ass, I kind of forgot about everything else. I had ass shock. I was just like, what the fuck?
And you're like, that ass. Like, whoa.
To be fair, they have a lot of other MVs, but I think that's the only MV you can watch on YouTube. I can only assume they have all the rest like on a DVD or some bullshit. And I try to look at all my sites, like I even looked on like J-Pop Suki and some of the other like private trackers, and I can't find any of their stuff. But so if anyone has their other MVs in full, please shoot me a message and show me them, because I really want to see them. Anyways, I think I'll reply to that tweet person, and I'll see if somebody has it. Anyway, let's move on to the big topic.
Uh-oh.
Ecchi.
Which is?
Ecchi Ecchi. I like how down here I misspelled hentai and I put henai and us. Henai. I don't know if you guys look at the notes. I put henai and us. But no, I actually wanted to call it Ecchi and us. But I can't even spell it hentai down there, so there you go. So, Konaru,
What?
what's your experience with Ecchi anything?
It all started with Nekopada.
Dude, did you know? I didn't know that had an adult only version. So like,
What the fuck?
Very
That was
recently.
like my first playthrough of it was the adult version.
no, I didn't know. I don't know how I didn't know.
Yeah, it all started with Nekopada. I realized I was gay.
Wait,
And
isn't
it just
there an anime for that right now? Is that?
yeah, but it started as an adult visual novel
Oh,
a long time ago. Yeah, and then I just kind of like I did more exploring, and yeah, that's honestly my first experience was Nekopada with like anything hentai, ecchi like that, and then of course like my boyfriend likes JAVs like a little bit. Sometimes he'll just show me stuff. I'm like, okay, that's fine. And you know, I was just doing like research on my own one night. Research. And I found this one girl called Yui Hatano. I fell in love with her instantly. Turns out she retired, so now I'm just in this constant limbo of wow, she's so perfect and amazing. I don't even know if I can find anyone else, and so far I haven't, and I'm sad.
I'm trying to find a picture of Ayu Ohara I could show. Actually, there's a lot.
Oh, and then I also like going to Shinjuku and not like going to like the soap pans or anything, but just like looking and just like being not like a creep, but just like watching like all the shop girls and everything just like come out and they're like trying to get a customer or whatever, or they try to like reel me in or whatever.
Do they try to get you too?
Yeah, no, well, not the girls, the boy cafes do. But yeah,
It was so
it's
funny.
funny.
I went to Japan with a friend of mine, and we were staying at a hotel in Shinjuku, and like there would be, and the person I was with was a girl too. So there'd be times, huh?
We're offline.
What'd you say?
We were
We're
offline.
offline.
Oh.
Now we're back.
Oh,
Damn, again?
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Maybe something's going on with Twitch. I'll research.
No, well, we're online now, but yeah, that was weird. Gosh, was it because I didn't see anything that time? Anyway,
Too weird for Twitch.
I was in Japan with a friend, and like it was funny because every time, even though I'm with the friend who's a girl, like they would still try to get me to go into places, right? But they would never try to get her. And at one point, she started getting offended. So I said,
I get offended too. Okay.
No, it gets better.
I want to get offended too.
So there was a point when we were testing it, and I would walk way in front of her, and I would almost get like pulled into places. It'd be like, you know, arm in my arm kind of thing, you know, situations. And but then I'm like, see, that's part of the issue. And I'm like, you just walk way ahead of me, and we'll keep an eye out. And she walked way ahead of me, and everyone still ignored her. All the hosts, all the pretty boy hosts, like trying to get people to go to their clubs, they all just looked at her and looked away and just let her keep walking. And
I think it was also because like I had a mask on and like I just did my hair straightening treatment, so like my hair was super straight and nice, and like I lost a lot of weight too, and I was like kind of like in normal street clothes I would wear, like I want to be conspicuous but I still want to go out on the town, that kind of clothing. So like I don't even think they got a good look at my face before and then once they actually saw like I was American or like foreign, I think they were like, oh shit.
what
Fuck
part
yeah.
of it? Well, like, to be honest, like, I don't think looks really has too much to do with it. Like, sure, you'll probably get more attention than others, but like a lot of times, just like call anyone in. Yeah. So it's almost legit. Like, what the hell was wrong with her? You know, that nobody's like, no, I'd rather not earn any money tonight. Not to be like, I'm not even. Part of me is like, oh, that's mean. But part of me is like, no, that's literally what must have gone through their head when they chose not to even bother. And they're like,
I
no.
wish I could ask some like host and like how you decide where to go to, who to go to, so you can earn your money.
No, it's like I don't think they really even have to. Like I said, they call everybody, and like I used to get some crazy ass like offers and calls and everything like that. Yeah, it's a wild world out there. My favorites would be, because obviously there's the actual like hosts and hostesses who run the clubs, and then there's like just the random old ladies, like the mama-sans, if you will, who are like
Yes.
who are trying to bring people in like for like for specific duties, if you will, and but there's also like the sketchy Nigerians on the upper layer.
No, I hate those.
Yes,
they're the worst.
they are the worst. They are the literal worst. And I can't stand them the most. But they're it's weird because like they're like a factor of Japan that no one really talks about that much. It's always like on the DL, but like you got the sketchy Nigerians during the day in Harajuku, and then at night they're all in Shinjuku, and it's just like,
What do they do?
They just try to get you into the club. They're like, "Hey, you want to come see a pretty girl?
yeah, you want to go to a titty bar? Like, oh, I should have said that word. But anyway,
You want some drink?"
Damn it, Manuel.
Get canceled again.
But no, they use the.
Do you want? And then they give you like a drink or whatever, and
Yeah.
they try drugging you, and then you like find out your credit card got maxed out. the
No,
next
exactly.
morning.
No, and then there's
'Cause their sole purpose of being there is to drive foreigners in because they look foreign, and like it's pretty messed up.
there's a term. And it's called a clip joint. And this is not just Japanese related, and to be honest, it's not even just sex related, but it's called a clip joint. And they drag you into this to like a bar, and like next thing you know, they're bringing you drinks, and you're not really paying attention. They might be distracting you with a woman or two who are you don't realize you're just like flirting with you because you're at the bar, and they might be drinking, they might get their drinks, but TLDR, the whole point of the thing is that by the time you might be like, I don't feel good, or I just want to go, or I had a good time but now I'm leaving, and you get the bill, and the bill is like $500 because it turns out every drink you had was like $40, and they charge you for the girl's drink, they charge you for the girl to talk to you, they charge you for being there, like a cover charge, and then they charge a tip or whatever the fuck, and then of course you're all like, I can't pay this, and then it's like, oh, you can't pay this, you better pay this. And believe it or not, in most countries, and Japan is one of them for the record, they'll call the cops on you. And it's not even like, it's like there's nowhere to go. It's like the police, certain police in the area will be like, yeah, you have to pay this. And it's like, oh shit. And then the next thing
it's because the shop is also in cahoots with the police. So
exactly.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, they're escorting you to an ATM, and one way or another, you're either paying it or you're giving them everything you have, because it's like you're not getting out of this. And yeah, that's a really big scary thing. But it's called a clip joint, which is also a fun fact. If you ever look at those guides, they have them for free in Shinjuku all over the place. They have these guidebooks, and if you ever look at them, there are people who will like sell services to guide you in the red light districts or Shinjuku or what have you. And like, also got to watch for those. Some of those are scams themselves, but
yeah,
the whole point of those is you pay this one guy like however many $100, $200 a night, and he'll make sure that they don't overcharge you. It's always a local. Like, it's in other countries. Japan has a bunch. I actually went on tour with one of them, and we went bar hopping. But other countries have these kind of things as well. This is like a thing everywhere. I'm pretty sure the U.S. has it too. I'm sure if you go to Vegas, you could probably get like fucked over or something there too. I don't know.
No, yeah,
you can.
in Vegas.
You can.
I'm trying to think of other good cities. Not good cities. I'm trying to think of other good like places where that's very obvious where that would
New
happen.
York.
Yeah.
New York.
I'm pretty sure.
Definitely New York.
Yeah, I don't want to say, oh, everywhere but the U.S. is scary. No, I'm sure it happens everywhere.
No.
But yeah, so you got to be careful in general. But yeah, anyways, be careful. And that was a huge deviation. I was about talking about that, but
That's good. Let people know.
Don't
Mhm.
be safe in
Educate.
Shinjuku. But I love Shinjuku. I've
I love Shinjuku too.
it's like my favorite place to be. Whenever I see people like, I can't like, I don't like when I don't like not staying in Shinjuku because even though Japan has awesome public transport, the last trains are always like at midnight.
Well,
And
now they're at 11.
oh, really? I didn't know that. So that makes it even
Yeah.
worse. And I hate that. Like, yeah, you could party like in Shinjuku. We have to like get the fuck out early, or you could party until like 4 a.m., which usually
Exactly.
is doable. No, usually is doable because most bars. Well, you don't have to close. Like, I mean, it's not like I think in the U.S. you have to stop serving alcohol like at 2 p.m. or 2 a.m. or what the fuck it is. But there's no such laws in Japan, so you could just keep drinking. The bar closes kind of when it wants to. Like I've seen bars that don't close till 5 a.m., and that's the reason, so that people can drink all night, and then
Great.
stumble their way back on the train and probably piss themselves or something. But no, you know how many times I would leave a bar that early in the morning? There'd be some people like just pissing themselves like all over the street. But
Yeah.
I mean, it's disgusting, but it's true. But
one trip, me and my boyfriend, we went to well, we were staying in Shinjuku, but we were like, man, our flight's gonna be like ass early in the morning. You just want to like stay up all night and just go bar hopping and walk around and just watch and just do people watching. I'm like, yeah, let's do that, let's go. So we did, and we ended up in like the gay district of Shinjuku. Like we're all like the LGBTQ people go to party.
yeah.
And it was so hilarious. I don't know, just like watching. It was like really, really buff dudes, but they were like wearing tiny shorts and like very tight tank tops. And
there's
and I was like low key embarrassed. Not like embarrassed at them, but just like, oh my god, they're wearing really tight clothes and like there is stuff showing. I don't even know if this is legal if they step out of if they step out of the street, like if they'll get stopped by a cop or something. But I remember we stayed there for like 2 hours, just people watching and like going to a bar here and there, and just like everyone was drunk out of their minds.
That sounds about right. I particularly love bar hopping in Golden Guy. I can't remember what that place is called. That's like the little.
Ooh, that's the worst place though.
No, it's actually the best place because this is actually a real story. You could even ask the bartenders there. Yakuza and other like the shady business people are not allowed there.
Oh, really?
Yes, because you can even go to the Wikipedia page. It's a real thing. Shinjuku was all like modernized, and that's actually kind of recent. If you went there about like 20 years ago, it wasn't that that huge skyscraper around. And if you go to Golden Guy, everything's like a low 2-story max building, old buildings, tiny ass streets, tiny ass alleyways, and they tried to buy that up, like land developers, and the Yakuza got involved. And apparently, like Golden Guy residents would like hold guard like in the entrances. And like beat up Yakuza would come in and try to set fire because they try to burn the places down. And so yeah, TLDR, you can even ask them. There's like a truce of some sort, or maybe somebody got paid off. But none of the shady shit goes on there. Like the Nigerians don't go there. The streetwalkers don't go there. If anyone's there, it's probably a foreigner trying to on his own being shady. And like, yeah, it's insane. It's actually really relatively safe there. Like any place is any place can be dangerous if it's going to be, but it's relatively safe there. It is the worst in terms of the bars are all fucking tiny. I am not a small person, and even if you are a small person, the bars are tiny. It's like I've been in bars where it's all like, even if it's only enough room for like a person. So if you're how do I say this? And there's only enough room for like maybe 8 people in there, and like there's like a row of 6 people. And that's it. Like nobody could walk behind them. So if the first person decided they want to leave, everyone else has to get out and then come back when they're gone.
Wow.
And
that sounds just stuffy.
Yeah, but they're fun bars. They're really, the cute little bars. It's an experience. I once climbed there was this bar on the 2nd story, and the stairs were so tiny. Like, no joke, the stairs are about like that narrow, like about like 6 inches. And like, so
Damn.
I was basically like tiptoeing up. Oh, and it was steep. It was like a crazy angle, and I'm like tiptoeing up these stairs, and like, and I'm like, this is insane. I'm gonna come out of here drunk. What am I doing? But it was a rock themed bar, and it wasn't my like metal themed horror one. That's another bar. But it's a rock themed bar, so I wanted to go see it. So I go in there. It's a cool bar, and I think I told part of the story before. The bathroom was a literal stall in the room, like if
Just
you
in the middle of it?
no, it was in the corner, but like it was a stall. It wasn't a closed off room. So if you went in there, you could see that you were in there. Is what I'm trying to say. It was a stall.
Everybody can see that you're pee-pee?
Yeah, like I mean, you have to like duck under to get a look, but yeah, it's like you could see your legs. You know what I mean? It's a stall. But it was still awkward. It's like I can imagine, you know, you having to sit on that thing, something like that, and you put your like pants around your legs or whatever the fuck. But anyway, that's not the point of the story. So I got drunk there, and I was leaving, trying to go down the stairs, and I totally fell down the stairs. Like I fell down the stairs, but they were so steep that I didn't really fall. I just like slid at a really, you know, perfect angle. And I swear to God that I probably ended up. There's probably a segment on like a comedy show where everyone falls down those stairs, because there's no way I was the first one who ever did that. And I was just so embarrassed. I just left. And I like, there's probably a camera somewhere, and I'm gonna, like I said,
That bad diving.
I'm probably on a. I was part of a comedy segment that night, you know, on a show somewhere. Oh my God. Anyway, I'm gonna Google that later on. I should look it up. I'm pretty sure if that exists, there's probably a compilation of it, like guys falling down bar stairs. But yeah, anyway. No, I'm pretty sure Konaru kind of knows what I'm talking about. I mean, you've probably never been to that bar, but you've seen some shady stairs in Asia, I'm sure.
I have.
Like Asia is not known for its like perfect staircases.
I'm scared.
No,
staircases now.
I remember there was a staircase in Taiwan that the steps were really high, and I'm like, who were these stairs meant for? Like, I'm like, I don't really have short legs, but I was just like, you know, like they weren't steep, but they were just like the steps themselves were like really high. I felt like, you know, Clydesdale, you know, the horses that like walk like this, but dude, like, you know, the really big like trot steps. That's the way I felt. I'm like, what the fuck is this? But anyway,
Get that leg workout.
Anyway, let's get back on topic. That actually is not ecchi at all.
It was pretty.
Parts of it were ecchi. Like there was a time with the in this game, but there actually was a time. Now, I don't know if you guys think I'm weird for this. You guys
are.
You're weird.
Yes, you're weird.
But like, okay, this is real. Like, it's not even. I don't want to say it's TMI because it really isn't. But this is real manual talk right now. Part of me always wanted like one of those sex dolls, but not.
What the fuck?
Let me finish.
We're not finishing.
Which one?
Let me finish.
Sure.
But not to fuck it, but to like put it in nice clothes.
Oh.
Like kind of
a BJD.
Yes, but I kind of feel it'd be easier to like, if I'm spending that much money on outfits anyway, I might as well get like human clothes or something like that. And I feel like I could do that like with a big BJD basically. And obviously I wouldn't fuck it. I'd probably just like, because I know this for reasons, but like usually like their parts are interchangeable. I'd probably just leave it empty and like put money in there and like hide money or stuff in there. It would be like a safe, but because nobody would want to reach their hand into that, because everyone would assume I'm fucking it, so nobody would want to be like, what's in here? So but no, I've always wanted one to dress it up, and I remember like when I was in Taiwan, there is a sex shop. Okay, Taiwan has like a one-piece store. And there's only a few of them in the world, but it's a one-piece store. And I think it's like the fourth one in the world, and it's in a really nice shopping district. Next door is a really upscale sex shop. And like literally right next door. And in that sex shop they sold a bunch of sex dolls. And they were so damn cheap. And part of me was trying to figure out how to get one home. And I'm like, how do I do this? Because they were like in the hundreds of dollars.
Buy an extra ticket for it.
No, they were like in the hundreds of dollars range, and I was legit. I'm not even joking. I was legit like I could buy a suitcase, maybe shove it in there, and then like pay the $50 or whatever it is for another suitcase. I didn't, obviously. Well, she wouldn't know, but I didn't. But I kind of regret not doing that. Like I should have just did it. I should have just bought it, put it in a suitcase somehow, and just brought it back with me. It would have been impossible. Like it would have really not impossible. It would have been really hard to carry to the airport. But fuck it, we do what we do for like giant BJDs. But that's not weird, right? I don't know. It kind of is, but
No, it's not weird at all.
I mean,
One judge.
you guys judging me hardcore.
No.
No, not.
No, I
I'm
think
judging you.
Guilty conscience right there.
Konaru's judging me. What the fuck?
Yeah.
But no, I legit do want a BJD as well for that very reason, same exact reason. The only reason is I haven't got either because they're pretty expensive, and even if I wanted to splurge and get them, which is fine, I could totally do that. But I know me, I'll fucking spend so much money that the doll in either form will be living a million times better than me. I'll be like. I'll be fucking in rags, eating peanut butter jelly sandwiches, and like fucking dolls in like the most expensive clothes you could buy and everything. And I'm like, it's fine. This is fine.
Manuel, why is your set sound so Gucci?
To be fair, also, I wouldn't even mind I should also back this up and mention once again, like, I prefer like a female one to dress it up as well, but I'm actually not unopposed to having a guy one either. So once again, I'm not trying to fuck these things. I just want to dress them up.
You just want to dress them pretty.
Yeah, so it's just a weird thing. Anyway, no, I don't want to. This part's getting into a little like weird question, whatever. But I'm actually trying to get one like for free, like through like a deal of some sort. It's hard to explain, but I tried to get one, and I was even like, they were like, "Oh, we can give you a guide." I'm like, "That's fine." It fell through for other reasons, but I'm like, I was so excited. No, I was so excited for a second that I was gonna get it, and it didn't happen. But yeah, real time. Don't ask. I don't know how one would fuck a sex doll either. I should have said that because now we're gonna get twatched again. Because like they're not exactly the most mobile of things. It does not seem like it'd be a pleasant experience. Just saying. I've never tried it. Like obviously, but like I've held one and I've moved one around. Like and I'm like, these things are fucking heavy. I can't imagine anyone like if for the record, if that's your thing, I'm not judging. Konaru might. I'm not judging.
I'll judge.
There's always a way.
Adults can do what adults want. And with their toys, but I don't see how anyone can. I personally don't understand how people can find enjoyment in that. It's weird.
It's not weird.
I'm like, I don't judge you weirdos. That's like Manuel right now. Cancel Manuel. Hashtag cancel Manuel.
Always cancel.
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh god, people are watching it. Just who's watching silently? Because like at least one person is.
Me.
No.
It's
we
me.
have like 5 people watching. We have 4 people
There's
watching.
like 4.
But they don't count me. So
Actually, yes, they do.
Yeah, they do.
No, they don't. They don't count A to J
Yeah, they
plays.
do.
Yeah, they do. They count you.
No, we no. I figured this out because there have been times when it's just me and it says 0.
Well,
No.
that's on your screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it shows 4 for me.
It shows.
Yeah, because we're all watching it.
Okay, look, I just left. How many does it say?
3.
Does it really?
Yeah.
No, Sky.
See?
It.
Why
Now we're
are
at
you
5.
5?
Oh, really? At 5?
Who's
Oh,
on
see,
that?
somebody came during this.
Identify yourself.
That's what she said. But no. So I love that the person just showed up. We were talking about sex dolls, and somebody listened to my entire rant on sex dolls quietly. And more power to you if that's your thing. If you want to put this on in the background and just hear me talk about how I want to dress up a sex doll, then there you go. And
That's what I do.
And if 5th person just left, then oops. But
That shows on me.
I mean,
So 5.
would you not want to dress up a sex doll, Konaru?
No.
Really?
My,
I would want the clothes. Why?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
want the clothes.
Well, I guess that would be
Why?
a different thing. It's like, bitch, this is my top. This is my dress. Getting cat fights with it. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Double
Yeah.
the wardrobe. That's too much.
yeah.
No, I've always Ivan, our photographer, he's really into BJDs, and like every so often, when he covers cons for us, he'll take pictures of like the gatherings, and I have no real place to put those pictures because like I'm like they're just mixed in there. Every so often, I'll like put a separate, like if we're writing a whole report, I'll be like, oh look, this was happening during the BJD gathering, but whenever I see them, I'm like, I want one. Anyway, that's not a sex doll. I'm just saying I want those too. If
You want everything.
If anyone wants to
Yeah.
send me a doll,
I want it.
just send me one because I have gone to
I
some.
want those too.
Yes, send me one and or we'll talk if you have one. It's like we'll talk.
You could just run a blog of your doll. Just take pictures with different outfits. Literally.
We were talking about like creating like a weird creepypasta with if I ever got like if I actually bought a sex doll, like an actual sex doll, like we'd create a creepypasta story with it, just to hopefully go mildly viral and pay it off. You know, not so much to like do something weird, but like I don't want to give away my idea in case someone steals it. I actually came up with an idea with a friend of mine of like this whole like creepy blogs like type scenario that we were gonna do with the doll, just to fund it, just to fund its existence. Anyway.
Make the doll work for it.
Yeah, exactly.
So can they afford new outfits?
Like stop asking for things. I'm going crazy. I'm just going crazy at that point. All you ever do is ask, take. Just yelling at the
Manuel,
doll.
who are you talking to?
Oh, don't you hear it? Don't you hear it? Oh my God, this is so
God.
Oh man. Anyway. No, but going way back, my first experience with hentai was actually Bible Black.
Oof.
Iconic.
I think I might have been mildly exposed to things before that. I think, but Bible Black in its entirety was the first thing I ever saw. I remember I was talking to Weston about this. The local my local warehouse, like entire records stores, would both have hentai sections. They would have
They did.
And I used to be obsessed with some of the covers, and Bible Black was just particularly like obsessive worthy because it was also like it clearly it does, by the way, but it clearly had higher production values than the others, and it had the very weird like occult aesthetic, the school occult aesthetic at that, and yeah, I watched Bible Black. I played the game, the first PC game.
There was a game?
Yes, it's actually, from what I gather, the game came first too.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's just that it didn't get translated until after the anime.
Mm.
But I think the game's still available. You can get it like on Manga Gamer site. We should do a retro review of that because that game's. I still love that game. And by the way, speaking of hentai games, this is a very quick aside. My one, I don't want to say gripe, but my because it really isn't a gripe. I actually don't find it as a gripe. My one interesting comment about people who play hentai visual novels for those purposes of like self-fulfillment, if we will.
Oh my God. That's a lot of investment.
I've always felt it was an odd thing to do because Bible Black's a good example. I remember playing for like 4 hours the first time, maybe even 6 hours, until I even got to the first sex scene. And I can't imagine somebody who wanted to only go in to see big anime titties and had to sit through 6 hours of story. I thought it was an amazing story, and I came for the story. But I don't know. Does anyone here play hentai ecchi games for that kind of thing?
I play BL games.
Do they move? Do you play ones that move faster? Because most of the ones I played on the
I have some that went maybe 4 hours for one round.
But it goes I can't imagine somebody and there have been times when when I'm trying to play to see the sex scene, because there are times when if I'm we review a lot of hentai games, or we have. We don't do a lot of them like currently, but we've reviewed a lot of hentai games in the past for A to J Connections. And there have been times when I can't get into a game if it has really weird drawings of like, you know, nudity. And you know what I mean about weird drawings.
Like Fate Stay Night style.
Yes. And so sometimes I'll skip all dialogue just to get to like the first new like sex scene, so I can figure out if I'm gonna even be able to look at this without like, you know, being sick. And I'll skip to there. And my point to bringing this is there are times even when I'm skipping all the dialogue that's flying by real fast, and I'm still sitting there for like a half hour or 45 minutes, and I'm like, I'm just trying to get to the sex, guys. Come on.
Show us the good parts.
Yeah, there's a lot of visuals. There's a lot of story. So I really, like you said, I don't understand why you like invest hours just to get to that one part.
Exactly.
Yeah.
For the record, I don't recommend anyone do that. If that's your thing, go to hentai. Like the animation, which by the way, my favorite kind of hentai is the one. I mean this not really as a joke. Is when it's so cheap, and the sex is like 2 frames, just like doing this.
Like Nekopara?
Yeah, it's literally 2 frames. There's like no in between animation. It's just like 2 stiff bodies doing this, doing this, doing this, doing this, and it's clearly just moving 2 frames. Like, you know.
Yeah. It's looping it.
This is why like the new things are like so much better, so much more quality.
I saw some like actually when I was trying to do research for this and I was trying to look up Bible Black stuff just to refresh my memory of what some of it looked like. I stumbled across like, and I don't mean that weird CG stuff, like there's like CG with like giant monsters having sex with video game characters. I don't mean that kind of stuff. But there's like CG hentai out there that's like kind of vanilla hentai, but it's like it's actually animated because the CG, you know, you just put it into a model or whatever. And I'm like, this is so different. Like there's actually like movement. There's animation, go figure, you know? It's not just 2 still, and everyone knows what I'm talking about, 2 still frames doing this. I don't know.
Yeah, the 3D model.
What's your first experience with hentai, Weston?
Ooh, I gotta go back. The 90s, I want to say La Blue Girl.
Oh!
Was my first.
That's fucking... I forgot. I read about La Blue Girl, like in books or magazines or whatever.
No, that's what I started off too with the books, and then I started watching the DVDs. Well, the VHSs back then.
That's cool. Go on.
And I swear to God, like the first scene is like her getting full on with whatever monsters captured her first, and I was like, now I know why they like tentacle.
Oh my God!
This is like one of the early tentacle fetishes.
Like, I actually, I didn't discover the true classics. Even to me, I'll admit, it kind of names our generation because, like, to me, Bible Black was the classic thing, and I'm pretty sure there's like old school people like, "Fuck you!" It's the Erotica Doji and like, you know, that's the Overfiend. It's the Erotica Doji and La Blue Girl and all the other like. By the way, the creator of both of those is a guy named Toshio Maeda. Sorry, I can't remember his name. Toshio Maeda. He is fucking amazing. He goes to a lot of conventions. And you can meet and talk to him. We interviewed him. There's an interview with him on our website where we talked to him. He speaks perfect English, and he has no censor on what he says. He talks about like I remember during our interview, he was talking about like you know, sleeping with some other women while he was on like he was doing a book tour, and his wife got mad at him, and he's all like, "It was for work, honey. It was for work." And I'm like, "Why are you telling us the story during the interview?" He's like,
He had no shame in his game, so might as well just share it.
No, he was legit, and I don't. It's on our interviews. You can go listen to it. It's uncensored there. It's not monetized because, of course, it couldn't be. But it's uncensored. But at one point, he's even like, "I told her I didn't." I'll change his words because he said it more vulgarly. I didn't finish inside of them. I only do that with you, honey. And I was like,
wow.
Why are you telling us this?
What a game changer!
But yeah, I don't know. What else did you get yourself into, Weston?
I would say the normal, not really hentai, but more ecchi is Ninja Scroll.
Oh yeah,
That's
yeah.
a really well known like ecchi thing because of the main female ninja. She's like literally getting raped by a stone dude, and you can see full on like titties.
There were actually, I remember back when I first discovered La Blue Girl, people were pitching it to me as like a hentai version of that. By the way,
Yeah, that's what it is.
That's what they were pitching it to me as, even though it came pretty much well before that. But that's what they were pitching it to me as, and I was like, "What, really?" As I mentioned, I discovered like all the true classics like way after I was like into Bible Black and other stuff. Haro, what's your introduction to hentai?
Oh my god. When I was a little weeb.
When I was like 7 watching Bible Black.
No! Wow, not even! Yikes. What was I gonna say? I forgot what I was gonna say. Okay. Oh, I think I already moved to the US. Did I move to the US? I think so. So I was like, what, 12? So, I was in the bookstore. I think it was Borders. Back when it was a thing.
Borders, rest in peace.
I know.
Rest in peace. So they had like some of the BL manga. So I was just like, oh, what's this? And I picked it up. I think it was Gravitation. And I just read it all. And I think I couldn't buy it, or I could buy it. I think I could buy it. I don't think it was 18 plus. But yeah, I was just like reading Gravitation and then started looking at things online. And there's like this whole back in the day when live journal was a thing. And there's like communities and people like escalating like different manga and translated. So I would just read, and there's like a site that will translate OVAs, BL OVAs. So I was part of it. So whenever a new OVA came out or whatever, I would watch it. I was like, yeah. So like I remember every day I will read manga. I will read BL manga every day for years, and that was how I came to be who I am.
I love how both you and Konaru both have like very gay stories.
Yeah, we're too gay.
It's like we're all gay.
We're all very gay.
Speak for yourself.
I be gay. Fun fact. No. Like, fun fact, I'm gay. No, but fun fact.
We already know that.
Fun fact. If anyone remembers that drunk podcast episode I did with Ren, there was a part during it when I'm like, even though I joke around about being gay, I'm actually really, really straight as far, I'm straight as far as it comes to like things or whatever. And Ren's like, I am too. And Will said that, like, and we had this whole talk about that. Everyone who watches that still talks shit about what I said there, because I go out and I say that, and next thing you know, I'm all like, I fuck all my guy friends, like, hey, when we haven't, but that's guy talk. See,
no homo.
People think, yeah, exactly.
Oh,
People think guy talk, or at least maybe I'm just hanging out with like guys who don't talk that way. These guys talking about women all the time. Guy talk is like, hey, bro, nice ass. But
when you're really drunk, yeah, you're like, yep, nice ass.
Nice ass, man. No, my favorite. I think I sent it to you before. I sent it to Warren at some point, and I think you had shared it too, where it's like that one meme where it's all like, no, there's the other one's like, nice ass, bro. Like, you didn't say no homo. It's like, I be gay sometimes. That's my favorite one. I be gay sometimes.
Sometimes I'm gay for Warren.
Sometimes you're gay for Warren. I mean, sometimes I'm gay for Warren too. I'm like, hey, man.
Like, who isn't gay for Warren?
I know. It's like,
I know, right?
I'm gay for Warren.
That.
But oh man, I think we just had like a one of our gay talks before I came on here too. So sorry, Leslie. Sorry.
It's okay.
We were talking guy talk.
It's okay. I'll be homo.
But I'm gonna post. Here's a picture of Bible Black, and I actually found one that's like not bad. I used to watch like when I was in like college, like the first time, like I dropped out, but I was in college the very first time. I used to like one of my things because I was just going to college and I worked at a Subway way back in those first like few months, and I used like when I wasn't working or going to school and they were right next to each other, I'd hang out with my friends, and one of the things we'd always do is we'd watch hentai together or porn, but it was mainly hentai. And like
strong bond.
No, it's funny because like I everyone used to tell me that was weird, and like
I know I used to do
not
it
weird.
too
and
with
yeah,
my friend, and we were just like making fun of it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And maybe I just had weird friends for a while, but like I don't want to like give away too much. Like this might be mildly TMI-ish. I mean, nothing happened, nothing like that. But like we've been at conventions, and like we'll put on porn, and then we'll all laugh at it and like talk, commentate on it and shit like that. And we've done that at conventions, so I guess maybe I just hung around with really prudes for like a couple years, I guess, of my like mid-20s or whatever, who told me that was weird. But Bio Black was always the Konaru. Do you watch porn or hentai with your friends?
With my boyfriend, yeah.
No, with like not randos, but like with friends.
Random people.
No, randos is a bit too far.
No, not really.
Really?
No.
I mean, I was probably about your age when I kind of stopped doing that, but like right up until I was like your age, I was still doing it all the time. But
I've never done that before.
It's so unusual. Well,
You're unusual then.
I mean, you haven't walked into our hotel rooms when we've been doing that either. Like there was.
No, I haven't.
At one point, Molly's all like, "What are you doing?" Like she wanted to come to the hotel and hang out. It's like, "What are you guys doing right now?" And I sent her a picture of everybody around, like the TV that was showing porn. They all just huddled around. I took a picture, sent it to her. And she's like, okay." And she didn't show up. She was so weirded out. She didn't show up. But Bio Black is my favorite one. I have a story that I don't think I should tell. I told it before. I think I told it during the Drunk Podcast, funny enough. But I do remember I was watching it, and it was a huge group. There was about like 12 of us, 14 of us, something like that. And yeah, it was a lot of us in this place. This kind of was with some randos, because it was like a legit like house party, like during the day. It was like a Saturday during the day though. And so I had brought Bio Black because a friend of mine's like, bring that one with the witchcraft, whatever. We should watch that one. I'm like, yes, I brought it, and we're watching it. And I think it was the guy who even suggested that we should watch it because he lived there. Mm-hmm. One of the people who lived there, and he was there with his girlfriend. And I don't know if I should tell this story. Anyway, I already started. So
finish it.
So they're watching it, and the whole time he's watching it, he's like, and mind you, we're all wasted off our asses by this point too, by the way. But the whole time we're watching it, he's all like doing this. He's like, ugh, like that. And then he just grabs his girlfriend by the hand, drags her to the bedroom, and they start fucking. So,
like, I think you told this story.
Yes.
Before.
Have I? Did you remember the story, Konaru?
What story?
But the people who were fucking in the other room and they broke the door.
No.
Okay, so they're fucking in the other room. They are having relations in the other room, and and like, mind you, he lives there. He does live there, but the person whose actual house it was, she was freaking out because he had broken the door when they had like run in there. Like it was a sliding door that had like a latch mechanism. It went like this, but it would like latch, and he had broken the latch. And she's like, "What the fuck? The door! And she was like, really freaking out. And then they don't give a rat's ass. They're still fucking like crazy, like rabbits in the other room. So I'm like, calm down. Me and my friend were like, we're gonna fix the door for you. Don't worry about it. So you gotta fix the door. So we go down there and we start fixing the door. So we're in the doorway, and they're fucking like, they have not stopped. They're still going at it like a few feet from us. And we're like. And it was just the most awkward thing. We're fixing the door, and we're kind of fixing it. And mind you, at this point, we're starting to feel that we're not really sober ourselves, right? So don't worry, the story doesn't go gay because it was the guy I'm fixing it with. But we're fixing the door, and there's a bit more funniness, but I won't go too far into that. But by this point, I guess they kind of felt weird that, or I think they had maybe they finished on the bed. It doesn't matter. But they had moved to the bathroom. This bedroom had an attached bathroom. They moved to the bathroom and they're having relations in there now. So they're in the bathroom, And we're kind of like, we fixed the door! We fixed the door! Thank God we fixed the door! And they come out of the bathroom, like, done what they're doing. They had broken the toilet seat. They had fucked on the toilet seat. And they had broken the toilet seat. So now the whole fucking thing starts again. And we had to fucking fix the toilet seat. So we fixed the toilet seat, and it was a mess. People had to like pee in the shower and the tub. I mean the sink and the tub, because we had to fix the fucking thing, and it was. I just remember them fucking, and we had to like literally fix. They were breaking things the whole way, and we had to fix everything in their wake. And that's my Bible Black story.
Nice.
You don't remember that story, Konaru? You know, fun fact, I don't think I've ever told it on the podcast. I think I told Leslie personally, probably. Right?
Maybe.
Because this is a story I repeat at cons a lot, but I don't know if I've ever told it on
I think it was the last con.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I think Warren was there.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, this episode's definitely not getting monetized on YouTube.
Nope.
They're probably gonna age restrict it. They actually age restricted the one we talked about, JAV, the one we talked about Yui Mikami, and we were being very like, what's the word, like, careful and like pleasant. All I gotta say is because YouTube makes you check the box every time now you upload something. This video is not for children.
No.
If you are under the age of 32, that's kidding. But,
wow, way to shout out at me.
If you are a child, get the fuck out. I had a joke there and I forgot it. That I legit forgot it. If anyone has a funny joke there, let me know. But oh god, I didn't mean to take up so much of that time there. Does anyone else have a similar funny story like that? Anyone else do anything? Oh yeah, so TLDR, the hentai got them so worked up that they broke shit.
Yikes.
Yeah. I think it's the only time that ever happened. Usually we just watch it and we riff on it and joke about it. It's just homeboy over there really liked, because that one has Fudanari, is that what you call it?
With both.
Yeah.
With both parts?
Yeah. But Bio Black has a character that does that, so I guess that was his thing. I don't know. But like, no joke, I think it was during one of those scenes, because I specifically picked an episode that included her using it, so that we could like get full, like, example of what the show is. And so yeah, I guess that really got to. No, I'm not judging. I'm just saying. I guess that was the straw that broke the camel's back, so to speak. I don't know. Have you guys ever watched Sailor and the Seven Balls?
Oh god, don't bring that up.
What the fuck did I? Wait, what am I loading? Hold on, the picture never. Oh, this show, thank God. I thought I clicked the wrong. So you gotta be careful when you click on a picture and it takes forever to load, because you gotta keep separate folders for your stuff. That's all I gotta say about that.
Labels, people.
No, like I clicked on the thing and it loaded. I'm like, oh shit, that better be a good picture. That better not be like a slip and something else. Now, real fast, I want to mention the one picture I was able to find of the cover that I could use, has a sticker, and that price sticker is it's from a store. That price sticker is a Tower Records /warehouse sticker. So I like whoever took this picture apparently found one at that store at some point, like, and took this picture and uploaded it to the internet. But have you seen it, Konaru?
No.
Wait, I thought you were the one who knew about it. Didn't you say, oh, that one?
Wait, what?
Sailor
I'm
with
sorry,
Seven
I'm
Balls.
distracted. Oh yeah, no, Jesus Christ! Please don't bring it up, please. I'm begging you.
It's like a hentai parody, but it has the worst animation like ever. It's terrible. Did you? What do you have to say about it, Weston? I know we talked about you saw it.
Oh, I owned it.
Oh, see,
no shame in that. I owned it.
Everyone wanted to own this because it was like, you see it, it's like, what the, and first of all, the cover, right to check the content does not really deliver on, because the cover doesn't look that great. But the cover
very
looks
misleading.
But it looks way better than whatever you actually do get to see. So it's like, what the fuck is this? Who drew this cover? This is like not representative of the actual like show in there. And
that's so old.
No, that's the other thing. Like the animation, I'm pretty sure it was, for the record, I think it was a fan animation. Like, it wasn't like, no real studio did this. It's really bad. It's like low quality. The voice acting is like nothing's existent. The animation's not existent. The voice acting's not existent. Even though the title references Dragon Ball and Sailor Moon, there's actually characters from other shows in there too, if I remember.
There's tons, like all the popular ones at that time.
Exactly. So there was
Parody.
a ton more things being tossed in there. Well, being fucked too, but I was gonna say be fucked with.
Don't get muted again.
I know. Well, I mean, I think the ship has sailed with we've already been dropped like twice. But yeah, have you seen it yet? Have you seen it, Leslie?
No, that one no. I know lots of people talk about it, but I have not seen it myself.
I think you can watch it on, like, if you Google it. Like, I think certain porn sites have it. Like, I don't know about like Pornhub, but I think if you go to like Ecchi videos, I've seen it. Like, I tried to find it recentish, and I came across it like in one of the not so popular porn sites, but still, like, it was a name one. Not say everyone should go out and watch it. I mean, not just because of the site, but I mean, you could live your life and never see this, and you're fine. Believe me.
Yeah.
But recently, I was trying to find just for jokes with a friend of mine. I was trying to find some Magic Knight Rayearth hentai, like doujin, like manga, and we're trying to find some stories of a certain pairing. Pairing doesn't matter; it's a whole other topic. But as we were trying to find it, I stumbled across a Magic Knight Rayearth hentai movie, like a 5-minute hentai movie that was done in a similar style as this one. Like, yeah, the main villain had like this giant misshapen penis that he was like having relations with people across the room who were also drawn very badly and like off model. It was amazing. Everyone should watch that one. And no, by that I mean, please don't watch any of this. Don't watch anything we watch. Be a good Christian child like I was.
You never were.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I like how Weston's like light went dark. What the fuck happened? Are you in hell? You said too many bad things.
Hell.
No, just fading in and out.
But anyway. Oh shit! I think my stories just took up so much time. I didn't realize how late it was. I mean, we don't have to wrap up anytime soon, but still, goddamn. I thought there was a point there when I felt we were moving too fast, and I'm like, oh, we're gonna end really early.
Not with you.
Is there a spider web on my? Yeah, I just don't shut up. Anyone else have any other stories to share?
No.
No.
Really, Weston?
Watch other people.
Actually, you know what? There was one with the same company that made the Sailor Moon Dragon Ball one, was the Star Wars parody one. I remember literally walking from school, and these guys were handing out flyers for like, oh, there's a new anime place around here, and it was literally Darth Sidious and Vader DPing us. What's her name? Serena in a Leia outfit.
What the fuck?
And they were literally handing them out to high school students, saying, "Oh, you want to check out that?" Because I guess people were, what do you call it, horny for that stuff. And I still have it somewhere. I don't know where the hell it went, but it was literally like a Dragon Ball parody of Star Wars. It's called Star Balls.
Wow.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Look it up.
Yeah, I'm looking it up right now. Oh my god, this exists.
It exists, and take in mind, it's a lot better than the Sailor Moon Dragon Ball. Like, they put effort into that. It's hardcore parody and hardcore hentai and everything else in there.
Oh wow.
My hands are cold.
Yeah, no. Google that at your own risk. But yeah, it exists.
Yeah, Google at your own risk, kids.
Well, it's probably totally un-PC to say, but is there any kid out there who didn't watch porn when they? Is there any person out there, I should say this, who didn't want, any adult? Because the only adults are able to answer this question legally, I think. Is there any adult out there who did not watch porn at an age they were not supposed to? Because I'd be surprised if there's anyone who says yes to that question.
Yes.
You did. Shut the fuck up. You know your shit-eating grin over there again. Like, that definitely probably is like TMI, but I won't say what age. But I'd watched my first adult entertainment piece of art when I was far younger than you would probably think. I know I stumbled. I don't even know where I got it from, but like I stumbled across it on my own, like a VHS somewhere, and I was like, "What's this? Holy shit!" Yeah. And I'm like, "You gotta be kidding me! This is the best thing ever." Anyway.
Wow. Oh my god, I forget people used to have VHS and stuff.
No, I remember when I like at my junior high, like in the locker room, somebody had left. This is a weird story, but I'm saying it anyway. The locker room, somebody had left like a magazine in there, and like I was just like, is anyone looking? Anyone looking? And I took it home. I was like, yeah. I was like, it was like I was like in 6th grade, and I was like all of like 11 or something. And I'm like, the perfect crime. I was like,
not creepy at all.
I was 11. Leave me alone. I wasn't. Okay, I aged myself there, but I was younger than that when I saw my first one. But anyways, I was 11, and I was like, hey, like yes, it's like this is the life.
Wow.
And,
damn, I guess it.
Huh?
No, I was gonna say damn, because I had a black box and a scrambler, so I was able to watch those.
Ooh, no. Thank you for bringing that up. I also grew up with one of those. We only had one box, and it was in my parents' room. But
yeah.
But like when, okay, I'm giving away some deep shit here. So first of all, of course, I'd sneak in there and I'd watch it when they weren't there. That's the crazy part. But like I had cable in my room. It was a normal box, but I was like allowed to disconnect their box. And mind you, I don't think I was ever told I couldn't, but it was kind of like don't watch porn. But I was allowed to take the box in my room to watch like a movie with friends or whatever, or even by myself.
Yeah.
Like usually pay-per-view, like, oh, I want to watch I remember The Faculty was a movie that was around that I watched on pay-per-view back then, and some other shit. Yeah, The Faculty with like Elijah Wood and like the aliens or whatever. But I remember like I'd watch the movie and I'd record it, or sometimes I would even give up on it. I'm like, I don't like this movie, and I give up on it. But either way, I'd either stop watching the movie or I'd wait till it was done, and I'm like, hey, let's go to the other channels. And then then I'd watch my porn on the other channels, and yeah. I don't know. That was young Manuel getting his porn on. I don't know. Did I said this? I feel really exposed. It's one.
You did it to yourself.
No, it's one thing to say. See, I say this all the time, and I wish more people watch us live. I say this all the time. There have been many a time on the podcast when I'm just talking and I forget this isn't like. Just for. Oh, by the way, my chat's closed because I still have the fucking Darth Sidious thing on, so I don't even know if anyone's even in there. But I forget that we're live, and even if we're not live, and nobody's watching us here, I forget this will be on YouTube at some point, like forever, potentially.
Stay with you forever.
And I straight up just gave away like a lot of like stuff that I would never say publicly, but I just said it all publicly. Shouting into a void, obviously, but still, I said it publicly. Oops. I don't know. Once again, even though it's like kind of an embarrassing story, I guess when you think about it, I don't think my story is dissimilar. You mentioned it too. I don't think my story is dissimilar to anyone's. I'm sure you guys have the same experiences, right, Konaru? Watching your porn at 12.
Like what?
I need to shut up.
Oh, I was just kidding on that.
Yeah, you. Did you? Well, see, I think you were born after the age like of the black boxes and all that nonsense. So yeah, like I don't know. Does those still exist? I don't even know if they even.
No, they're obsolete.
Yeah.
I mean, there is some with like the Roku ones with the USB.
They're really like yeah.
They can still hack those, but no porn, no.
Oh, that sucks.
I mean, you could have a laptop or a phone. It's easy access.
I remember when I was in Mexico. I don't know if this was like one of the cable channels because it just turned into porn. But there was a channel that was a normal channel at day, and then at night it was hardcore porn.
Oh, I remember. I used to have those channels.
And I remember I used to when we were in the hotel and we were supposed to be writing it. We were supposed to interview Cute the next day, the idol group Cute. And I kept making Tipu watch porn while we were doing the questions. And by saying making Tipu watch it, I meant I wasn't watching it because the TV was like above me, like, and I was at the table underneath it. So I just heard it. But Tipu was like, "Can you turn this off?" Turn this off. I'm like, no. And I had the remote from him because he couldn't reach the TV from like the ground. But yeah, I'm an ass. That's recent. That wasn't a long time ago. So yeah. Anyway, I don't know. That's a weird note to close on. What, did you have a black? Oh, you weren't. Were you in the U.S. yet? No, Leslie. Like you probably didn't have like a illegal porn watching on cable scenarios.
I mean, when I moved here, there's like that softcore one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, the Skinemax.
Skinemax.
I have no idea what channel it was, but I just know it was like softcore, and I would just like watch it sometimes. I'm like, okay.
I remember. Huh?
Weston went dark.
Oh yeah. You keep going in and out, but fun fact, like I remember like Shannon Tweed was like a pretty famous like Skinamax actress back then, and the only reason I know this is because she was on Married with Children one time, and I was like, who's she? Because like Al Bundy knows her. If you don't know what Married with Children is, the show with it's an old show, and
Okay, boomer.
yeah, this actually does really age me very, very, very well. But mind you, it was an old show even when I was around. I was watching it way young. Like really young. I remember my aunt used to get mad at me, like, why are you watching this? And I was like 6. But anyway, my point to bringing all this up is that a lot of those Skinamax movies, especially the older ones, you can watch them for free on YouTube. I'm pretty sure they're uploaded illegally, but they're on YouTube. They're not through like the YouTube movie services. They're just on YouTube. And I stumbled across them because I like watching them, not so much for like the weird Skinamax parts, but like they're really bad plots. Because most of them were like erotic thrillers that involved like murder or something, but it was just like sex every other like 15 minutes or so. But yeah, you can watch a lot of them. Like it's like Dressed to Kill, like Looks That Kill, and Stripped for Death, or whatever the fuck. They always have stupid names like that. Body of Evidence. That's a real one. That one's not made up. That's one of the movies, Body of Evidence, and so on. Anyway, we're kind of off topic. Well, let's wrap it up.
Nah.
Anyone else have anything else to share?
I downloaded an emulator of Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Sky.
Right now?
Yes, that's why I've been quiet.
God damn it, Konaru, you wasn't talking about porn with us.
How dare you?
Prawn. That's not prawn.
Manuel's pouring his porn so out.
I know, like I'm like saying all this shit that I'm gonna regret tomorrow. I'm probably gonna edit this out of YouTube, but we'll see. I'll leave it.
Yeah.
It wasn't that bad. I've said far worse, I think. See, the drunk podcast was the one that I don't think I'll never release it uncensored, but I don't think I'll ever release it like at all, really, because I keep editing it. And I keep thinking I'm done, but then I'll watch it, and I'm like, oh, we need to cut that part out too. And it just keeps getting shorter. I'm like, what's the point at this point? But anyway, on that note, I think we'll wrap this up. Before we wrap it up, I want to get all the upcoming stuff out of the way because I always feel like I rush that because we're just trying to close out by that point. Next week, it's me, Konaru, and Jordan, probably other people. We're gonna do a more low-key Scriblio stream, but it's also gonna be our Valentine's Day stream, so we'll probably have like awkward.
Can we talk about Sonic the Hedgehog?
We'll talk about Sonic the Hedgehog too. Honestly, it'll be a lot of bullshit. We'll talk about things we love, and there goes Sonic the Hedgehog. But it's gonna be a really chill stream. I don't think I'm even gonna write anything for it. We're gonna just go into the stream, and then we'll just figure it out from there. So it's not really a UPZ episode. I'm gonna call it one anyway. So go check that out next Tuesday, 7 p.m. same place. I think we're pretty much scheduled for the rest of the month for sure. And I have some good ideas for the rest of the month, but none of them are really out there. So go to our social media for more of that. The interview with Aldius has been brought to me in Japanese, so that'll be available in English ASAP. If you're a member of our Patreon, you get that first. Aldius is a very awesome all-female metal band, by the way. Other interviews on the way, so on. And I guess that's about it. Any other upcoming stuff for you guys?
Don't forget to enter my giveaway for Love Life Fest tickets.
I'll put the link again. I had the links to everything on last week's episode where she mentioned it. I'll have a link again in this week's. I have a ton of links. I had to watch an entire podcast again last week to find all the links, which is why I was up so late in the afternoon. I think I'm going to have to do the same thing again. But anyways, all the links will be up to that too. I'm gonna start recording me and my friends' reactions of watching ghost stories. So I might upload that as its own videos one day. Like I'll cut it down. We'll see. Anything else coming up new? Weston, you doing anything fun? What are you doing? Who's getting up and moving?
I think it's Konaru.
Oh, Konaru, are you like moving?
What? No.
What's that sound? It's not like somebody got up and left. I thought it was you.
I know, right?
No, that was me.
Oh,
No.
Are you getting up and leaving?
You're not even moving. You're not even
Well,
moving.
no one's moving. I'm really confused what's happening. Anyway.
Exactly. That's how good I you would know.
Fucking ninja. Anyway.
Wow.
Well, on that note, that was all of our Ecchi and us. A lot of it was just me saying stories I'm going to regret, but that's fine. That's the way we roll sometimes.
It's fun.
YOLO.
Konaru was a pervert. Leslie's a furry. I like
Yay! How dare you? I just like Beefstar and Monster Musume
and West.
and my next.
Yeah. That's
Everyone loves Monster Musume. Monster Musume is a shit.
I'm not a huge fan of Monster Musume, but I'm a huge fan of there's this game on the Switch called, I can't remember the name of it's called anymore. It's basically a monster girl RPG, like a dungeon crawler, and you you rub to get their clothes to disappear. And I was I put in like 100 hours in that game trying to beat it, but it's so hard by the end I can't. But that's my jam. So all love to Monster Girls, even though it's not really my king, so to speak. I just like the game. But yeah, the hell yeah, Monster Girls. I don't know. We'll leave it on that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Leslie has a Monster Girl fetish.
Wow.
Konaru's a pervert, and
Yeah.
she's like, yeah, I am. and Weston wants a sex doll. So there you go.
Yes. To play dress up.
No, I've legit I've made the joke to Leslie, but that's like a real conversation I've had before. Not sex dolls, but about like sex robots. That once humanity makes an actual, like, as in like perfectly replacing a human sex doll, that's it. Everyone stop working. That's it. We're done. You know, society has reached its peak. Technology is finished. We've peaked. This is it. No more work. Just fuck our sex dolls. And then of course the sex robots. And then of course, but that's how the sex robots will eventually enslave us and take over, because people like me are just like, I don't care. Hail our robot masters.
They will start the revolution.
And that's the way it'll start, through sex. I should write that. I'm sure it exists already. Somebody.
You should copyright that.
Oh, that's my new series on the pitch of the Netflix next week. And there you go.
It'll be the new series.
Oh my god. Anyway, no one stole my ideas. I'm gonna sue all you guys.
Trademark it.
Yeah, trademark
Oh
it.
man.
A to J trademark.
A to J trademark right now. Konaru, I'll kill you if you take it. And there you go.
I'm gonna go take it right now.
You pervert. Go get
Got
your
my-
sex. Go get
I
your sex
got
robot.
my lawyer on the phone right now.
Oh my god. There was that one point when mind you, I have like in my day job I kind of do have like legal counsel, so to speak, but I don't really have a lawyer. But I remember there was a point when we were working A to J, and we were doing an interview with like this Takarazuka actor, which is an amazing interview that nobody really read because it's not well known. That was like one of my favorite interviews ever. Go check that out. I have a link below. But my point to bringing this up is that she was giving us pictures of like herself as an actress, and she's all like, before you use these, you should contact your legal department if you can. And I was like, what legal department? Konaru, can we use these?
No, pay my lawyer.
So yeah, like to be fair, I did ask, like I kind of just on the DL asked our lawyer person, and he's all like, just put a credit, and I'm like, okay. And that was not legal advice. Like he even told me, like, I want you to know this is not like legal advice. I'm telling you as a friend, But yeah. But so anyway, that's just my that's my Takarazuka thinking A to G has a lawyer on staff. As in,
You should have one.
I mean, we get sued tomorrow, and we're just like, peace. Just flee the country. I need to stop talking. I'm sticking that foot deeper in my mouth. Oh man.
That's what she said.
Oh my god, gamer girl feet.
That was so random.
Oh man. Because he said that's what she said about sticking feet in your mouth. But anyway. Everyone go buy Konaru's feet pics and
No.
No, I'm joking. I actually am joking about that. But go buy Leslie's feet pics. I don't know. Do you sell feet pics?
What? No. That's some Warren.
It's funny because a lot of actually, I can't name names on one of them because she said it on the podcast. Because like Ren sells feet pics, and I have a lot of other friends who want more on the DL sell feet pics. So it's it's no judging if you're gonna sell your feet pics.
Support your sex worker friends.
Exactly. Go everyone go fucking buy Ren's feet pics. Actually, if you remember when she was on the one the last time, she mentioned that like everyone go buy my feet pics. So I'm just repeating it. I'll have a link to her
I'll have a link to her OnlyFans in the description box below.
Yes. She has an
I want to
OnlyFans.
sell pictures of my dog. Will anybody want to see his copy, please?
I'll have the link to Ren's OnlyFans, and I think other people have OnlyFans also. I'll have everyone's OnlyFans I can think of off the top of my head who have been on the podcast. Not like everyone I know, but who's been on the podcast. Support all of them. There you go. That's a good note to leave on. On that note, thank you, Leslie, for being on. Thank you, Weston, for being on. It was great having you. It's great having Weston on. No offense, Leslie, it's great having Weston on because it's rare that we have another guy on. It's actually very rare. So yeah, it was fun having another guy on. I feel so lonely. Cool. I feel so lonely. Just kidding.
I feel so lonely and attacked. Yes. And bullied. Women bully me.
No, there have been times when I stuck my neck out. Not my neck out, like, but I'll say certain things that I feel like a guy might be like, oh yeah, that makes sense. And then everybody's like, what the fuck, man? And I'm like, oh shit. I forget the audience I'm in. But no offense to you guys. You girls are, like, as Rose always said, like, what's gender? Who knows? Who cares? Anyway, gender's meaningless. There you go. That's just what we're ending on. Thank you everyone for watching. Patreon.com/JJConnections if you want to support us. As little as $1, as little as $2 actually. If you can't support us, just keep watching. That's the best part anyway, as far as I'm concerned. If you're on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe. I made a joke about likes earlier, but seriously, if you had a good time watching it, give us a like. That's all I ask. If not, then throw us a comment. I'll read it and have a good time. If not, then just keep watching. I don't fucking care. Just I ain't your dad. Just keep watching. I'm gonna tell you what to do.
I'll tell you what to do.
Leslie will though. And on that note, good night. Peace out. Catch you next Tuesday.
Good night.
Night.